If you're like, I'm so done allowing other people's opinions, allowing the rules of my family, my culture, my religion, allowing everyone outside of me to determine what my life should look like, then this is your sign. Inner work changed my entire life. It changed how my reality unfolded in front of me, how I experienced everything. It allowed me to deal with triggers. It allowed me to heal my insecurities. And it even allowed me to stop leaking my energy and be unable to set boundaries with people. So many comments that I've gotten have been interested in the inner work that I talk about, have been really craving to know more. Like, what is inner work? How do you start inner work? How do you do inner work? What does it change for you? And so I wanted to give a little bit of introduction for this for anyone who is new to my channel and new to this process, especially within their feminine energy. Inner work is the deconditioning that you have to go through in order to rid yourself of all of the limiting beliefs that you have grown up being programmed to believe. It is freeing yourself from allowing all of the trauma that happened to you, all of the childhood conditioning or abuse or any of that. That no longer has to be a part of your story. It's disconnecting from that while also alchemizing it into your new story, into being able to help people with it, into being able to elevate your life to experience more. So as a society, as a culture in the Western world, we typically like to muscle through things, to like work harder, work longer, figure out the most productive way to do something. And this is honestly the opposite of what inner work is. Inner work is allowing yourself to slow down and actually process and heal and detox yourself energetically, mentally, even on a physiological level from all of the BS that you have picked up. All of the things that you were made to believe that are not true, that hold you back from your potential. All of the conditioning that you received from a Western society that has taken you so far disconnected and away from your feminine energy that you have no clue how to even be feminine. Inner work literally takes time off of the process of this linear timeline that we like to have and like to view things in, and allows you to quantum leap into next levels because you are in this new embodiment. You're in this new energy of embodiment, of being able to attract things to you and attract your desires that you felt that you didn't even deserve before. You would do everything just to self-sabotage your entire life so that you could almost prove to yourself that you're not worthy. Most of the wounds, the triggers, the issues that I see, and what brings a lot of people to inner work, whether they know it or not, is our lack of feeling worthy, our lack of feeling good enough. On a live I did the other day, I explained that the worthiness wound has to do with the feminine, with the wounded feminine. Feeling inherently worthy to even receive the things that you want in life, to even receive the things that you deserve. Whereas not feeling good enough is actually the masculine wound, the wounded masculine, of feeling like you always have to overcompensate. Like you always have to do more to be worthy of more money, more love, more relationships, more friends, whatever it is that you want. And so what happens is that we end up running our entire life around these things. We create our entire lives revolving around the fact that our ego wants to prove to ourselves that we are not good enough or we're not worthy. And that's how most people spend their lives. Most people spend their lives projecting out their beliefs into their reality. Most people spend their lives not understanding that everything that is happening in their outside world is a mirror. It's a reflection of what they believe. And most people don't understand that that goes for everyone else as well. Everyone has free will. You have the free will to not do the inner work or to do the inner work. You have the free will to decide to level up your life or decide to stay in your victim story. This is all a choice. When we take away that choice by acting powerless, by acting like we are unable for some reason to alchemize our trauma into a beautiful new story for ourselves, into a beautiful new reality that is whatever we want it to be. We enslave ourselves to our story, to our limiting beliefs, again, by choice. When you don't have choice, you're powerless. Is that really how you want to live life? Do you really want to be enslaved to your circumstances? Do you really want to be a victim of your own past, of your own trauma, of your own mind, when you can change that? You get to choose what thoughts that you entertain, that you give an energetic reaction to, that you give an emotional reaction to. And most of the time, when people really recognize this and feel this and embody this on a soul level, your life will start to change instantly. You realize that there's no longer a need to be triggered, that there's no longer a need to even judge someone else. You can leave them be. Everyone is capable of, they have their own free will. Everyone's capable of making their own choices. As a feminine woman, you're no longer going to be desperate chasing that validation, that affection, that attention, because you realize that these triggers coming up and what you're trying to seek from someone else or an outside situation is what you really just need to give yourself. And you might be listening to me and think I am insane, and that's fine. That's fine. Everyone is at their own place in their journey, and some people are able to receive this message and some people aren't. But I want to share what helped me. What helped me not just level up my life in a wealth aspect, but level up my entire life in a mindset, living in a state of peace. I always used to tell this to one of my friends, like, you deserve peace. I would tell her that all the time, but I realized I needed to start telling myself that. I deserve peace. And peace doesn't come from living with these limiting beliefs, living with these triggers, with this trauma trapped in your body. It's like it begs to be let out. It begs to be released. And so if you're ready for the deep work, if you're like, I'm so done allowing other people's opinions, allowing the rules of my family, my culture, my religion, allowing everyone outside of me to determine what my life should look like, then this is your sign. Like, this is your sign to start doing the inner work. You can start it on your own. I did it on my own for so long, but I created a course, Quantum Queen Initiation, to quantum leap you into that version of yourself. It took me years to understand this and piece it all together for free. And so I've put the link in the bio for you to go ahead and enroll in this course. The container is amazing. The energy is amazing. You will come out transformed. I promise you that if you put in the work. And so this is so important to me because I truly believe that the things that we go through, the hardest things that we go through, the hardest things that we overcome, are the things that we are meant to share with the world through that process or after we're done. And so this for me was one of the hardest things to overcome in my life, was to overcome my victim story, was to get back my confidence, was to move from that triggered feminine, from the wounded little girl into the queen energy. Of course, I still have triggered feminine moments. No one's perfect. But life is so different on the other side when you aren't letting your emotions and your triggers and every thought in your fears that are most likely made up control your entire life. That is freedom. Being free from that, literally dominating your insecurities. It's possible. They do not have to run your life. And that to me was something crazy. I truly believe that this was just part of my personality, part of my being. And it was, until I let it go, until I rewrote my story. So you have the power to rewrite your story as well. Your future is not set in stone. You get to make it, whatever you make it, by your decisions, by deciding to step into it, by deciding to step into the queen energy. Like I said, when we take away choice, when we act like we have to be a certain way, have to do something, you have to do nothing. You do not have to do anything. You don't even have to do the inner work if you don't want to, but understanding that we do have choice. If we didn't have choice, we wouldn't have free will, and that would break the laws of nature. So acting as if you don't have choice completely takes your power away from yourself. You do. You have the choice to say no to things you don't want to do. You have the choice to show up as the victim or show up as the person who decides that they're alchemizing their victim story. You have the choice to get triggered by a trigger and allow your emotions to run your day, or heal from it. It is all up to you. And so if you feel like you need permission, then I am giving you permission. I am handing you back the keys to your own power and the access to your divine feminine energy. So the link is in the bio if you would like to join and get into the container of Quantum Queen Initiation. Other than that, I will see you in the next video.